What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of the Brandon Janeau Show. As you already know, I'm Brandon Janeau. Quick shout out to my family, Urban Boulevard, BLVD Boulevard, Urban Boulevard. You go follow them on social media at urbanboulevard.co. Go there, look at all the apparel that they're dropping, all the amazing apparel they're dropping. And if you do click like something, it should take you to the website urbanboulevard.us. And if you like that, buy something. Use the code Brandon.30. Hold on, so I get this right. Okay. Brandon. Oh wait, Brandon.30. 30% off. I never get that right. I gotta learn how to do that. I might have to get like a goddamn, like the old TV shows with a goddamn extender. But I do that and point to my name. But Brandon.30 for 30% off. And hopefully you guys buy something to like it, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. And let's get into it. Um, I know it's late as hell. It's about like 10 o'clock here in 10:30, something like that, here in Houston. But well, I'm at real, I should say. But um, I want to do this episode, and I might do another one tomorrow night. Just to make sure that it's good. So I want to do this episode. So I was driving this week, earlier this week. I do my best thinking when I'm driving or in the shower. It's pretty much the only good times I got to myself. I could kind of sit and kind of contemplate a lot of things. And one thing that kind of caught my eye, I don't say caught my eye, but one thing that kind of definitely got me like a little bit like, that was interesting. Or not interesting. I ain't even saying interesting. Goddamn. I even hate saying interesting. But the one thing that got me thinking, I should say, um, was the passing of, I guess you could say, social media star. I guess you want to say social media star. If you want to say motivated you, motivational guru. You could say antagonist. I talk about Kevin Samuels. Um, he passed last week, and so looking at him, you know, looking at all this stuff. I've never seen, and it got me thinking about this era that we're in right now. I feel like every generation, I've said this numerous times, but every generation I feel like kind of creates either restriction or it creates more um more just straight uncut unfiltered people. And every generation has it. You know what I'm saying? Like one generation might have been the restricted generation. You couldn't really dance with, you had to be close, you had to be a certain amount of feet away from a girl to like dance and shit like that. Remember those that you used to watch it on TV, like Grease and shit. I think Grease might have been like when you could really just go crazy. Um, but uh, um, but yeah, there was times where you couldn't dance with a girl like real close up. You had to like do like they had to do like the ruler rule. I remember the rule. I heard about the ruler rule where they had like put a ruler between you, and if the ruler couldn't fit between you guys, then you had to separate a little bit more, stuff like that. Um, and then the next era, like I said, was Grease, where you was swinging literally the girl over your head and shit. Like it was just like on some other shit, and it got you like like goddamn, it's crazy. Um, but it's that every generation is that either they got restrictions or they get uncut and they get unfiltered and they just do whatever they want to do, and you got to gauge it. And his passing kind of got me thinking about that because I've been trying to figure out what era we're in particularly. Is it more uncut or is it more restrictions? Because I'm trying to figure it out. There's no balance really in it. There's not really a balance in this, and it got me thinking. And I'm like, okay, which one is it? Because his passing was so. How can I say this? there was 50% of people that really like when he passed, people were like, God damn, man, he's just now getting to feel uh the effects of what he's been saying. Like, man, he's just getting it, man. He's about to be famous, man. You could see him having maybe not a talk show, but at least an Instagram live show. I mean, they were gonna dish out all that money for Tory Lanez, and he was just doing quarantine radio and shit. Imagine what they could do with or the Kevin Samuels. I mean, come on, man. And he could have got that, man. He could have got so many things. I saw so many people, older people, I mind you, um, really feel the effects of this man's passing. Like, damn, that's man. And then he died very young too. And you kind of like, damn, man, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? What if? What if, man? And then there was a flip side to that coin. Uh, there's a flip side to that coin. I don't mean to laugh, but I'm just saying it was a flip side to that coin. And it was just like I saw people literally say good riddance, like good riddance. Like that's like I'm happy he passed and shit like that. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, god damn. And it got me thinking, does this ever know sympathy? Now, I'm not, I'm not like asking a question. I'm really being honest. Like, this is ever no sympathy because this is the era where everything is over sympathized. It's too much. Give it some time and let's see. It's too much of this shit, and it's like to the point where you get frustrated. Like, when the fuck was that from my era? You like get frustrated. Like you're trying to get people to understand certain shit, and people looking at them like, what the fuck? And if you call them out, and if you ask the question like, what is that? People look at you like, you don't know what that is. Oh my god, what is wrong with you? And you get called out for it. And you're like, what the fuck? I just asked the question. What is that? I just asked that question. But you get seen as a bad guy. And it kind of and this man's passing. It kind of felt like it showed me that again. It showed me that there's a complete disconnect between eras. It's like and don't get it twisted. This era knows sympathy for passing. This era does no era sympathy for passing, but it's for people that they can kind of understand or they could kind of relate to. Like these are not the same, but it's just like when a triple X Tentacion passes, you have kids that's in their early 20s or late teenage years that was heartbroken. Like, oh my god, like he passed. Like, yo, they really killed this man. What the fuck? And it's two different ways these two men passed, but it's still like, but you had sympathy for that. But it is a flip side to that coin too, because I think a lot of older people was like, well, first, who was that kid? And second was, oh, that's what he was saying in a lot of his press and his interviews and shit. Well, that's kind of what happens when you talk like that. Again, this man was Triple X Tentacion was murdered. Kevin Samuels passed. I think he had a heart disease, cardiac arrest. It's two different deaths. Well, it's two different ways they died, but at the same time, you can see the older generation was kind of like, well, he was kind of talking like he was ready for whatever. Even though he was changing his life, it kind of does that's still karma in a sense. And I saw a lot of older people, and I saw a lot of people saying, well, Kevin Samuels was passing is karma, and it's like neither one of those things are karma. like neither one of those things are karma. It's just like it's just bad fucking timing. Like it's like god damn. Like I don't even think neither one of those. Yeah, Kevin. I mean, if you want to say if there was a karma situation, maybe in Triple X to Tatiana, but it's like, what if his life did get changed around? Do you still have that same, you know, eviction for that man? Like, do you still want revenge or vengeance for what he did or said in press interviews about you guys? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, would you still want it? And it's like maybe, but that's when you're not mature enough. He was trying to grow up and he was trying to be more mature. I think he was like 20, 21 when he passed. It's like, goddamn, he didn't even. Dude was a kid, man. Like, I'm 28. Like, I could say this dude's a kid. Like, goddamn, like that's it's a kid, man. And I saw that, and I saw this era where it kind of like you could see it in the cultural differences. Well, not the cultural, but the generational differences. It's like the older generation when he passed was kind of like, yeah, it sucks, but that's what you kind of get when you talk like that. And then I saw the other generation. This when this man Kevin Samuels passed, I saw the younger generation be like, yeah, that's what you get. That's what you get. But here's the problem with that. Kevin Samuels didn't say anything wrong, and nobody came to his house and shot him in the fucking head or something like that. Like the man just passed. Like anything could happen. Health issues can arise at any moment. We don't know. So it's just like, wow, you know what I'm saying? I saw it. But what it kind of also brought into my mind is like, yo, for a generation, an era right now where we live in, where everything's overly sensitized, these are the most uncut, unfiltered motherfuckers I've ever met in my life. Like I've ever seen in my life. Like social media has gave motherfuckers the platform. Everybody knows this phrase. If you feeling froggy, then leap. A lot of these niggas been leaping. like when you ain't gotta physically see the nigga, a lot of these niggas leap. And it's like, wow, it's crazy. Now again, I don't know Kevin Samuels. I personally same thing with Triple X Tentacion. I didn't really listen to his music like that. The only time I really physically like heard a song from this man was when Lil Wayne put him on a Carter Five. That was it. But my little sister loved him, so I was like, when I would talk to her, she'd be like, I'm not happy. Like this is just not the damn like what's going on. Like Triple X Tentacion. I'm like, okay, I understand. But that was her guy. Like I could understand that. That's like if somebody was to walk up and kill like J. Cole or Drake when I was, in high school or some shit. I'd be like, man, what the fuck y'all doing? Like, how could you kill them? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Or somebody killed, Jay Z and Nas or something like that. Like, I mean, hell, we all remember people have lived through people killing, Tupac and Biggie. Like that was like a what the fuck moment. Like, are you serious right now? So I could understand that passing. I could understand why somebody like my little sister could feel that way. But in this era, man, we got so many uncut, unfiltered motherfuckers. Is ridiculous. Social media has created a platform for people just to do whatever and say whatever. And it kind of got me thinking, like, is that really? Is it okay? And it's made me think, like, and like I said, I don't know Kevin Samuels, and I never really checked on, I would see clips of things that he would say, but the only time I would hear about the man is when I was on a podcast with other people, mainly uh, my family and his podcast were all older than me, so they really did have more so of a more of a okay, like I can understand his message more. I respect his message more. The reason why is because he's coming from an older perspective where he's like, yo, like, and that's probably why I never really listened to him. But if I was to probably pick a clip or something, I'd probably be like, okay, I can understand what he's saying because it kind of sounds like an OG, kind of sounds like an older uncle, like telling get your shit together. But in this era, we don't want to be told get our shit together. We want people to be like babying us and hitting us on the back, and well, not me, but y'all. We want people to baby y'all and hit y'all on the back and tell you everything's gonna be okay. And life is rainbows and pot of gold. No, the fuck it's not. Life is hard. Life is unfair as a motherfucker. You could wake up one day and have everything in your bank account, and the next day have absolutely fucking nothing. It just goes like that. That's the way the pendulum swings. You know what I'm saying? Life is a pendulum. It's not a 100% guarantee. Like it's just not. It's not 100% guaranteed. The bitch is a pendulum. It swings in every direction. You just gotta hope and pray It swings in the right direction for you. That's it. And if you're lucky enough, you put the work in and fuck a pendulum. You just buy the pendulum and sell that bitch to not move no more. So, um, put some fucking duct tape or some shit, wrap that bitch up in like a little blanket, and like be good with it. Um, but yeah, I never really listened to his messages. But I think we live in an era right now where his honesty, his honesty was very needed. Now you could disagree with it, but his honesty was very needed because a lot of people needed to hear it. Now, in the, where we live in, instead of you listening and being like, "Yeah, you might be right," yeah, I hear what he's saying. I can understand where he's coming from. We don't do that. We are the era we live in right now is from the first moment we hear something we don't like, we go on the defensive. So that's what happens. Now, my thing is this, like, right or wrong, which is why I want to do this topic because I felt like no matter what, this man's passing should have had more of a breathing period. Like, you should let this man's family grieve if he's got family like that, if he's got kids or something like that. Like, you should let them grieve before talking down on their father, their husband, or their whatever. Because I don't, like I said, I don't know this man. But if he had family or he had friends that really loved him or something like that, like if he had people that really fucked with him, you should let them grieve before you jump down their throats and start saying, well, his ass needed to go. It's like, really? That's just it's crazy. Even if you don't like somebody, you can be like, yo, like, I'm gonna give you a week. I'm gonna give you a week. You know what? I extend it. I give you 2 weeks. 2 weeks, get your grieving on, do whatever. Then I'm going at him. But even in this era is like fuck that. Like I saw as soon as they finally confirmed he passed, bruh, they were on his ass, man. That's so fucked up. Like I said, man, I don't know that much about the man. I just, when I go on shows with people in my family and podcasts, they really did fuck with him. But a lot of my, like I said, a lot of my family is older than me, so they kind of could understand what he was trying, the method to his madness, I guess if you want to say, or the method to his chaos that he created. Um, and it kind of feels like I said, right or wrong, the man should have at least some grieving period for his people. You know what I'm saying? That did fuck with him, did love him. Because if you just run out there and start screaming good riddance and all that shit, it's just like imagine, okay, when somebody that's in your age bracket that you love to death, that's a famous person, pass, and somebody comes out and says, "Man, you young niggas don't know no better. That's why you keep getting killed." What you gonna do? Because you just went at somebody like that, and now you gonna get yours. Like it should be more of a respect there. It's blood in the water. What I'm trying to get to. We act like we cannot control ourselves once we get blood in the water, and I'm like, are we not human beings? Do we not feel? Do we not understand that certain things we just can't under control and shit? Like a man's passing. Like I have never seen an era where blood in the water isn't just meant for fucking animals. Like it's really blood in the fucking water. Y'all go for it. It is like, god damn, man. Like just wait for a moment. Can we wait for a fucking moment? And it's just like, god damn. And it kind of got me to the point where it's just like, does this era understand? Do we teach these kids to be too oversensitive? Where it's like, yes, be in touch with your feelings, but even your own feelings can be misleading. I know we said that we go off of our gut feeling, but do we really go off our gut feeling? Because there's a lot of people that go off of their gut feelings, and yes, sometimes it works out, and sometimes it fucking don't. But we still want to apologize and say, you know what, we fucked up. That was a bad decision. We should never went with our gut. We should have listened to our heads with that. But we don't apologize. We don't say sorry. We don't say, God damn, that was fucked up. That was bad. I was on a podcast this week. My brother RSA, my brother, DC, my brother Courtney, from What the Shit podcast. My brother RSA Dark Therapy Sessions out right now. Go listen to it. Uh, and DC was giving his final, I think he said parting shots, and he was talking about that. He was talking about like how if he fucked up, he'll be a man about it. Be like, you know what, you was right. I fucked up. My bad. And like and then he was like, well, then when I go to do something different. And I think that's the thing about life nowadays. We don't have that no more. We don't have the genuine like, I fucked up. Okay, let me take it. I'll take it and move on to the next. And I think that that's it's a very interesting thing, man. That a lot of us don't get sometimes. I'm just saying, I would hope more people would stop looking for blood in the water, because the next time you go looking for blood in the water, it might just be your very own. So keep that in mind next time something like this happens. Um, and rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. Rest in peace to Triple X Tentacion. And rest in peace to everybody that has passed in the last decade plus, man. Rest in peace to everybody, man. And talk to you guys soon. Peace.